Welcome back to longevity. Look, let's jump right into this explainer. Have you ever noticed how a simple disagreement or just a single bad memory can completely ruin your peace of mind? And we're not talking for a few hours. Sometimes this lasts for days, months, or literally years. It's like a loop you just can't break. Today, we're unpacking the biological burden of consciousness and how a super practical routine called the evening code can basically save your cells from the destructive fire of overthinking. Which brings us to the big question, right? Why does your mind never stop hurting? Why are we wired this way? Think about animals in nature for a second. If you watch ducks fighting in a pond, they clash aggressively, feathers flying everywhere. But the exact moment that fight ends, they literally just flap their wings and swim away like absolutely nothing happened. No resentment, no bitterness, no unresolved trauma left over. Human beings, though, we're fundamentally different. We hold on to it.
Section 1, the burden of consciousness, a biological curse?
This inability to let things go brings us to the brilliant Norwegian philosopher Peter Wessel Zapffe. He actually argued that our high cognitive ability is, well, a biological curse. Basically, nature gave us a brain that is way too powerful for our own good. He posited that this incredibly powerful mind of ours exposes us to far more cosmic anxiety, fear of aging, and deep existential dread than our physical bodies were ever meant to safely handle. We are, quite literally, too aware for our own good.
Section 2. A sword without a handle. The paradox of the human intellect.
To really wrap our heads around Zapfe's perspective, think of our hyper-awareness as this magnificent, brilliant sword, but it doesn't have a handle. On one hand, it's incredibly useful, right? It cuts through illusions, lets us understand science, create breathtaking art, and map the vastness of the universe. But because it lacks a handle, the harder you grasp it to use it, the deeper you cut your own hand. Our awareness allows us to achieve greatness, for sure, but it also forces us to deeply ruminate on past regrets and experience severe anxiety about future illnesses, injuries, and the inevitable loss of everything we love.
And all of this constant mental friction causes what Zapffe coined as cosmic panic. It's a state of perpetual panic, just this underlying hum of anxiety, a constant awareness of inevitable loss and existential survival. It means you are always, even subconsciously, on edge, just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Section 3, the biology of overthinking, how panic destroys the body. Now, this isn't just some deep philosophical concept. It builds into a highly dangerous biological reality. When your brain stays trapped in this hyper-aware existential survival mode, it continuously floods your bloodstream with stress hormones. We're talking cortisol and adrenaline. From a biological standpoint, chronic high cortisol is an absolute weapon of mass destruction against your longevity. It suppresses your immune system, damages your cardiovascular lining, degrades the collagen in your joints, and completely stalls the nighttime cellular repair processes that actually keep you young.
So to put it bluntly, your brain is quite literally overthinking your body into premature aging and physical decay. Without deliberate intervention, your overactive mind is actively stalling the exact cellular repair processes meant to keep you youthful, healthy, and energized.
Section 4. Zapfe's 4 defense mechanisms. Surviving consciousness.
So how on earth do we stop this decay? According to Zapffe, humanity subconsciously uses specific defense mechanisms to survive this heavy burden of consciousness, just so we don't completely break down. These are isolation, anchoring, distraction, and sublimation. While society often uses these blindly to escape reality, like endless doom scrolling as a form of distraction, we can strategically master these exact principles to deliberately transform our health and protect ourselves.
Section 5. The bedtime reset routine. Mastering the evening code.
We're going to apply these philosophical defenses to create a highly practical routine you must perform right before bed. Step 1 of this evening code is conscious isolation. To do this, you absolutely must actively dismiss destructive thoughts 30 minutes before sleep. Think about how a physician temporarily blocks out the emotional tragedy of a hospital just to focus entirely on saving a patient. You need to do the same. Deliberately shut the door on world news, financial stress, and digital clutter. You are giving your brain a conscious protective shield to rest behind.
Next up, we establish conscious anchoring. Zapffe explained that anchoring is how we build stable walls of meaning amidst all this chaotic cosmic uncertainty. So before your head even hits the pillow, anchor your mind and nervous system.
Review your core values, acknowledge your family's safety right in this very moment, and feel a deep gratitude for the simple breath of life. You have to remind your biology that you are actually safe.
Then, to greatly enhance this state of absolute peace, we utilize the rarest and most powerful defense mechanism of them all, sublimation. Sublimation means you don't run away from your inner pain or anxiety. Instead, you look it directly in the eye and transform it into something constructive and tangible, like a work of art or a written journal.
As part of your evening code, spend just 5 minutes engaging in a therapeutic bedtime writing program. Physically write down your anxieties on paper. By doing this, you're transforming raw, invisible stress into tangible words. You are effectively unloading that heavy biological weight of overthinking directly from your subconscious mind, moving it completely out of your head and onto the page.
Section 6. Activating cellular healing, the physiological grounding routine.
Finally, we have to support the psychological reset with a very specific physical routine. We need to pull your energy completely away from that overactive brain and ground it down into your physical structure. Lie flat on your back in bed and perform this deep, diaphragmatic breathing technique. Step 1. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds, filling your abdomen. Step 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a full 8 seconds. The length of that exhale is literally the absolute key to this entire process. And here's exactly why. Extending your exhalations to 8 seconds actively stimulates your vagus nerve. Think of the vagus nerve as the ultimate biological emergency brake for your entire nervous system. By controlling your breath in this exact ratio, you are forcing your body to physically hit the brakes on that cosmic panic we talked about. This precise breathing pattern instantly shifts your physical state. It drops your heart rate, dilates your blood vessels, and switches your metabolic state straight from fight or flight into deep, restorative cellular healing. Your cells stop fighting a perceived threat and finally, begin to repair and rejuvenate your body for the next day.
Look, your mind was built to explore the universe, but it must also know how to rest. By taking control of your overdeveloped consciousness, sublimating your worries on a paper, and anchoring your body in deep breathing, you shield your cells from stress and unlock the ultimate fountain of youth. Master your evening code, protect your peace, and let your vitality thrive.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought tonight. Will you continue to let your consciousness act as a biological curse, destroying your longevity? Or will you take action and master your evening code tonight? The choice is entirely yours. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and walk your path in absolute wellness. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.